seismic question now hovers over Barcelona's season opener. Will the champions really play Paris Saint-Germain under the lights of their reborn Spotify Camp Nou? Or will that moment be uprooted and staged at Montjuic instead? The club has been racing a procedural clock. The final work certificate must clear the city council, and only a first phase occupancy licence has been secured so far. One that allows roughly 27,000 fans across the south and main stands. That number looks fine on paper, but UEFA's rulebook is uncompromising. Lateral stands are expected to be operative for Champions League matches. And the second phase reopening, envisioned to exceed 45,000 spectators, was the plan to meet that threshold. As the paperwork sits in limbo, the reality crystallises. Barcelona now assume their iconic home won't be ready for the PSG clash on October 1st. Which pushes Montjuic forward as the likeliest venue for a match that should have been the return of Camp Nou to Europe's biggest stage. This isn't just a bureaucratic hiccup. It is a moment that reshapes more than seating plans. It shifts atmosphere, economics, and even competition psychology. Camp Nou has been a symbol, a vast, familiar cathedral where Barcelona's identity is broadcast to the world. Montjuic, with its different sightlines and history, will feel and sound different. The roar will be distinct. Ticket allocations and hospitality packages will change. Sponsors will see different exposure. And commercial forecasts tied to the Camp Nou comeback will need to be rewritten. From a sporting perspective, the difference matters too. Home advantage is not a footnote. It's a measurable factor in results, in referee dynamics, and in how visiting teams prepare. PSG travelling to Montjuic will still face a crowd, but it won't be the same fortress effect a fully reopened Camp Nou might deliver. Complicating matters further is the calendar. Barcelona have accepted that some earlier La Liga home games will remain at Johan Cruyff Stadium. While the city calendar also forces constraints, Montjuic itself is not always free, with concerts and other events already booked, meaning dates and logistics require a chessboard of coordination. Reports indicate the club aims to secure permission to return to Camp Nou by the third Champions League match, against Olympiacos on October 21st, effectively asking UEFA for pragmatic tolerance in light of exceptional circumstances. UEFA's rules are firm, yet they also allow room for consideration if a club faces construction phasing or city-level scheduling that is beyond its immediate control. They're short-term. However, will be messy. Ticketing systems must be updated. Season ticket holders face relocations. Hospitality clients will negotiate changes. And fans who expected the spectacle of a reopened Camp Nou must reconcile with a temporary alternative. For the players and coaching staff, routine will bend. Pre-match preparations, tunnel walks, warm-ups in a different dressing room, even the sight of the city around the stadium. These small elements cumulatively shape matchday psychology. The club's communications corner now has dual tasks: to keep supporters informed while maintaining the narrative that Camp Nou's return remains imminent and historic. Behind the scenes, it's a duel between construction timelines, municipal inspectors, and legal criteria. The final work certificate, the technical green light, has to be submitted and assessed. If it arrives in time, the first occupancy will allow a limited but symbolic opening. If it doesn't, schedules will shift, and Montjuic will step into the spotlight for a night that was supposed to be Barcelona's homecoming. The broader message to European football is also at stake. Barcelona wanted to broadcast a renovated stadium as a statement of ambition and renewal. Delays turn that statement into a story about patience and process, and they hand journalists a narrative about bureaucracy upstaging spectacle. Fans, meanwhile, will judge the club not only on how it wins on the pitch, but on how it manages this transition. Ticket fairness, transparency about capacity and refunds, and the ability to recreate a passionate atmosphere in a different bowl will determine public sentiment. What to watch next is clear and simple. The submission and approval timeline for the final work certificate. Any official position from UEFA about stadium requirements for the group stage. And Barcelona's formal announcement about the PSG fixture venue. When those moves fall into place, we will know whether the season's marquee night becomes an intimate, adrenaline-charged Montjuic showdown, or whether Camp Nou finally reclaims its place in the Champions League story. Either way, the stakes are tangible. Beyond lines on blueprints, this is about identity, income, and the opening frame of a season in which every message matters. Tonight, Arsa's carefully staged return remains an unresolved drama. One signature from the city or a concession from UEFA could decide whether history is written at Camp Nou or on Montjuic's turf.